Hi, I'm sitting on the back porch up in Bear Woods, and you can hear the birds in the background. When the breeze comes up, you can hear my bamboo wind chimes. Just enjoy the sounds in the background. But I've wanted to do a video for a couple days, but I've been under the weather. I've had a cold. I'm feeling a little bit better. My voice is still obviously kind of raspy and deep. So I'm not doing a Barry White impersonation or anything. But what I wanted to do is to give you a feel of what my videos are going to be over the next couple weeks, at least some of them. I've been a strong proponent of the mirrorless camera market since Olympus really hit the ground running with the, I think it was the EPL1. And I love the idea of having a nice compact camera. But my concern has always been with the smaller sensors, you've suffered a little bit in the quality. Everyone says that, you don't really notice difference, but, I think you do. I think that what people want it for the full frame or the mirrorless market to take off is full frame lenses and full frame sensors. So Sony has been the king for a while, but I think they've got a couple challengers now with some of the stuff that Canon's releasing and some of the stuff that Nikon is releasing. I think that it's really given them a run. I'm not familiar with the Panasonic system all that much, so I can't address that in this comparative video. But what I wanted to do is mainly just look at an overview of the cameras, and we'll get out in the field and we'll do some testing. So the two cameras that I purchased are the Canon EOS RP and the Nikon Z6. Now on both of these cameras I'm going to be using the Tamron 17-35 DI OSD, and I did this for several reasons. Number one, I love that lens. Number two, I want to make sure that my comparisons are accurate with the glass. So what's hitting the sensor is coming through the same lens, the lens quality and everything else. Just to give you an idea, both of these are mounted. They're not native mounts, so they've got the mounts on there. One advantage that I've noticed with the mounting systems is that the Nikon mount, the FTZ mount, came with the ability to put on an L bracket, which allows me to switch from vertical to horizontal very, very easily. There's a bracket coming out for the body of the EOS RP, but it's not out yet. And I think Really Right Stuff is one that's going to be doing that. Maybe Kirk Enterprises will do it as well. Now, as to the comparison of some of just the basic features, 26 megapixels, 24 megapixels. Very, very close. That's another reason I went with them. I wanted to match up the megapixel range a little bit the best I could. So it was a fairly good comparison. Body size, they're very, very similar. You notice that the RP is a little bit taller. And I think that the advantage is when I buy this, it was $12.99. And it came with the adapter, and it came with the additional grip of about 1/2 inch, and it's just enough that my finger doesn't wrap around underneath. It's got a really good feel to it. A friend of mine picked it up and he said it was one of the best feeling cameras that he had felt in a long time. He's a Fuji shooter, so he's used to the smaller mirrorless cameras. With the Nikons, you can see that it probably could use a grip. My finger comes underneath it a little bit, and it tends to hang over. Just a tiny little bit. Sensor size is similar, body size is similar. The RP is just maybe slightly smaller. Another advantage for a lot of people that are into the mirrorless market is the Canon RP has a reversible screen that you can do video work, or for those people that want to do selfies, you could do that and see yourself on the screen. With the Nikon, you don't have that. You simply got a screen that flips up a little bit here, and you really can't see it from in front at all. So maybe Nikon at some future time will look at that, because with as important as these video blogs are getting to be, I think that they're missing part of the market with that. I'm not a Nikon or Canon loyalist, so what you're going to hear from me is not company lines on either one of these. Where I notice that there's a flaw or something, you're going to hear that from me. I'm not one of these guys that get on the internet and sugarcoat it. I tell you exactly how I feel. Now, your experience with the cameras may be completely different. So again, this is going to be my opinion when I get out and shoot with them. Both of them do have the ability to use cable releases, and I've got cable releases for both of them. So there's minimum touching the cameras and everything else. Everything is good. I'll do a few handheld shots as well, because I do think that that is one thing that needs to be pointed out with the Nikon systems, is the image stabilization system that is built into the sensor in body in this, whereas the RP opted not to do that. I think that does give Nikon a little bit of an advantage there. Maybe at the end of this we'll come up with a little chart of pros and cons of both of them and see which one sort of takes the edge on it. But again, I'm going to be testing these with the exact same zoom length of lenses, that 17 to 35 from Tamron, f2.8 to f4. I'm going to try to get out to some gardens tomorrow and do some shooting, or a river, something to get out and do some field testing side by side again. I'm really excited that the mirrorless market is finally catching up to what the consumer has demanded and expected from the manufacturers. I think it's a great thing. It's a win-win for everybody out there when they get into competition as to which one's going to be the best. And obviously with some of the innovations that they're doing in these cameras, it's obvious that they're starting finally, after many years, to listen to what the consumer is wanting. So the videos will be over the next few weeks. Stay tuned. When I take a trip to the Tetons in May, I'm only going to travel with these mirrorless cameras and a D500 for wildlife. So I'm not going to concern myself. I don't think mirrorless matches up to the digital SLRs when it comes to action wildlife. So again, all this is going to be based on landscape work. But I'm going to have plenty of opportunity over the next few weeks and the next month or so to shoot this and really give you guys some ideas. I'm going to try to set up a Dropbox that I can put the raw images into, some large file images, so you can download them and take a look at it and do some pixel peeping if you would like to. So just stay tuned over the next few weeks. Give my channel a little subscribe. I would appreciate it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to throw that into the comment section. I'll do my best to answer those for you. So thanks again, and I'll see you over the next few weeks.